Imagination Station is Toledo's Science Center. This is a place where families can come and they can have fun and they can learn at the same time. A lot of times when you think of STEM education or even STEAM education, you think science, you think math, and you're like, oh, how can that possibly be fun? But we take it up a notch. We take it to that next level where you're in here, you're working with your hands, you're creating things, and you're also learning things at the same time. We have hundreds of exhibits here in the building, and they run the gamut from learning about how your food turns into energy, learning about how water powers things. We have Idea Lab, which you can just go, you can get hands-on, and you can build something that's specific to you, something that's coming from your own imagination. You could go into our tinkering space, you could make your own guitar, you could make your own set of drums. So it's kind of tying everything back to that idea that science is really everywhere. And the same goes for sports. We hosted a summer of speed here several years ago, and it was all about, how fast a baseball travels, the type of spin you need on a football to make it get from point A to point B. It's finding those little ways to show that it's happening all around us and let people use their hands to experience it themselves. We do a number of extreme science demonstrations, as we like to call them, and they take place in our Extreme Science Theater. We do 2 a day, and that's really a great opportunity for people to see science at work. So they can see chemical reactions, they can hear the sound and then learn about why you're hearing it that way and how those sound waves travel. So we work really hard to come up with different ways to show science at work, because I think a lot of people, to be able to see it, to be able to touch it, it helps them to understand how it's all working. All ages are encouraged to come here to Imagination Station. We're really good at engaging the younger crowd. So when we have the little kids in here, they're always running around, they're having fun. We have thousands of students that are coming through our doors every single year, and they are having those moments of like, I love this. This is something I could see myself doing. Whether they're playing with something, they're learning about electricity. It's those moments that then carry them through to making a difference in our community. Creativity is key in science because you have to have that mind that's always trying to think of how you can make something better. And that's really what we hone in on in our tinkering space and in our Idea Lab. We want kids and families to be thinking about how they can make changes to something to make it different, to make it serve another purpose, to do something in our community. One of the things that we really challenge them to think about, it's when we have them sitting down and they're coding a robot. Well, why are you coding this robot? What do you want it to accomplish? How is this robot and what you're doing going to make a difference in your community? And it sort of gets them thinking about how they can look at things differently, how they can use things differently. Oftentimes, Imagination Station is the very first place that kids are experiencing STEM education in this way. And a lot of times it's in those moments where they have that aha moment, that I didn't know that I could do this moment, that carries them through the rest of their lives. It's that small spark that will then cause them to follow these dreams in high school and to further it in college, and then eventually be working in our community doing something amazing. We're really good at engaging that younger crowd, but we're trying to branch out. We want people to experience the Science Center in a number of different ways. One of the things that we try really hard to do here is to get the adults excited about what we have going on, because science is all around us. It's in the kitchen when you're making dinner. It's the engine of your car when you're driving to and from work, to show them that you can continue to learn no matter how old you are. And I think a lot of times you hear, maybe parents are coming without their kids for the first time in 20 years, let's say, and they're like, I didn't know this was here. I forgot about this. And you get excited watching them sort of remember all of these things, like, oh yeah, I forgot this was how it works, or oh, I loved this when I was a kid. We have a lot of really popular exhibits here at the Science Center. The most iconic is our high wire cycle. It gives people that thrill. You get your adrenaline pumping when you get on that bike and you start to pedal backwards and you realize, like, there's nothing holding me up but this small wire. But what's really great about that is that you're learning at the same time. You're trying to figure out how that weight is keeping you from tipping from one side to the other. Mind Zone is a learning world that we have here that has been original to the Science Center. It's one of our most popular. You'll find the distorted gravity room in that learning world, which is one that I think kids stay in for very long periods of time. That learning world specifically talks a lot about optical illusions, kind of how our brain perceives things, even though our eyes are seeing something different. We're really excited because just over the last 2 years, we've been able to really show off our brand new Key Bank Discovery Theater. You can't really get an idea of its size from the outside. It's once you're in there, you really see how immersive this area is for the Science Center. Every single day, we're showing 2 different educational films, but those films are in 3D, and they're taking you to space. They're taking you to the ocean. They're taking you to the forest floor, and they're teaching you all about the different things that you're able to find in those areas. It's critically important to have a science center here in this community. This building has actually been a science center right here on the riverfront for the last 25 years. We were fortunate to be a part of a downtown that is seeing amazing growth, to be part of a downtown that is doing new and exciting things. One hand, we are an economic driver for our community. We're bringing in people, from Detroit, from Hancock County, from Williams County, from all over our area, and they're coming and they're spending money here. But also just to be a part of a thriving area of Toledo. I think we've seen the best and the worst of times, and to be here, to be on this upswing, we're humbled by it. We're very grateful for all of the support that we get, not only from our guests, from our visitors, but also our surrounding companies. They're behind us, they're behind what we're doing, and we support them, and it's great to be a part of this community.